everyone, welcome back to Melissa's Kitchen Table, and today is the first day of the new series that I'll be doing of Frugal Food Friday. And since Super Bowl is this Sunday, I thought I would do, this one's going to be a little bit more expensive, but of course if you're having a party, a frugal way to do that. For the menu I have taco salads, mini cheeseburger sliders, pigs in a blanket, jalapeno dip, and mini quiche. And everything, I will put all the prices and everything down below. I got everything from Aldi's. I used their prices, I should say. Some of the stuff I already had on hand, like ground beef. So I got the price from Aldi's, but I'm just going to use what I have on hand because I already have it. And of course, if you do that, you save more money that way. So this is just a cheaper way to have a nice party or have fun and have good food too. Okay, so we're going to start with the cheeseburger sliders. So I have 1 pound of ground beef. I purchased the Hawaiian sweet rolls from, well, everything price-wise will be from Aldi's. So I got their Hawaiian sweet rolls. And then we got some cheddar cheese for that. We got some pickles. I don't include prices for spices because, I mean, how am I going to include a price for salt and pepper? And you can use any spices or condiments that you want, but I got pickles, we got the cheese, ketchup, mustard, stuff like that. So I have the 1 pound here, and I am going to mix some garlic. And like I said, season these any way you want. And of course, you could just take one of these items. You don't have to. That's just the oven coming to temperature. We're putting it at 425 for this. You can use this for dinner, any kind of party. You can use some of them. You could change them up how you want. But basically, this is just a frugal way of cooking. So I'm just going to mix all of that together. You don't want to mix too much and make the meat tough. Okay. So this, again, is a cheeseburger. I'm not going to do it like I would for meatloaf or anything like that. Super easy. So I have my glass pan here. You just want to make sure your rolls will fit in the pan. Now, these rolls fit pretty good into this pan here. And let me see if it has the dimensions. It doesn't. I'll put the dimensions on the screen. I'll measure it and see. So, depending on what kind of hamburger you're using, there's going to be shrinkage. So, for these burgers, there's probably, maybe an inch or so that the pan is bigger. So, I'm just going to pat this out. And this way is like so much easier than patting out 12 individual hamburgers. Just make sure it's pretty even. And of course you wash your hands before and after and everything like that. And then I'm going to put this into a 425 oven. And it's depending on the doneness that you want. It'll be anywhere from 25 to 35 minutes. So once that is all done, I will show you what we do next. Okay, so came out of the oven. And what I did for all these recipes, I bought 3 blocks of sharp cheddar cheese. And I just grated them all and put them in a gallon-sized bag. Now, if you have a high-fat content on your meat, you may need to drain it first. And you could also use American cheese if you want. So I'm just going to put this back in really quick just to melt that. Not long at all. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and slice these Hawaiian rolls in half. Now, if you wanted, you could have put the cheese on the rolls and put them in the oven. You don't have to put these in the oven. If you like the bread soft, you could just leave them as is. That is a personal preference. So that's up to you how you want to do it. So just cut these right in half. And then put that to the side. And let me get the burger out. Okay. So I decided not to put these in the oven, but of course if you like your bread toasted, put them back in the oven. And I would put the cheese on then, so you don't overcook them. And it's up to you how long you want your burgers cooked. And then we're gonna take this giant size patty and lay that on. So that turned out to be the perfect size on how it shrunk up. So that came out good. All right, so put the tops on. Now I'm just gonna cut these and serve this way. You could cut on a cutting board, of course. I'm gonna serve them like this. This way everyone could put whatever toppings they want on it themselves. I just serve it on the side. But like if you're doing this just for a dinner and you know what your family likes, you could just put the mayonnaise or mustard or ketchup or whatever it is that your family likes on it and serve just like this. Or if you just cut them, cut some little bits of onion, it would be like the White Castle burgers. But I would probably do mine a little bit less than the 30 minutes that it called for, but that's because we like a more medium burger. But again, that's up to you on how long you want to do those. So yeah, that's number one, and then we'll move on to the next item. All right, so the next thing I'm going to make, oh, my cord's in the way. So the next thing I'm gonna make is super simple, super easy, and super cheap. Pigs in a blanket. All you need is some Crescent Rolls, package of hot dogs. Now, if you want, you can use cheese as well. So you're just gonna take these out. They're partially frozen still. Now, the size you cut these depends. Like, if you're gonna do it for a dinner, you could leave them whole. If you're gonna do it as an appetizer, I would cut them into like 1-inch pieces. And I'm okay with them being a little frozen still, because you're gonna have to cook them enough to get the Crescent Rolls cooked. So these are already cooked. You don't want to overdo it. All right, so got the hot dogs chopped up there. Oh, and by the way, everything for all of these recipes from Aldi's came to $35 and change. And of course, if you have stuff on hand already, that's even more of a savings. All right, so you're gonna take your dough and unroll it. A bigger cutting board would help. And then I'm gonna cut this right down the middle, just like that. And then take your hot dog. If you want cheese, put cheese in there, and just roll this up, just like that. So I'm gonna be baking this at 425 for probably 20 minutes or so. And I'm doing it at 425 because that's what the burger was in. So you could do them at the same time. Okay, so that one was super easy. I'll show you what they look like when they're done. I'll put a picture. These, of course, you can serve with ketchup, mustard, even relish. Whatever you guys like for hot dogs, you can serve on the side. And the other thing that would be good, I mean, of course it costs a little bit more. You can melt some butter and garlic and brush the tops with that. But again, this is frugal food, so basic is usually cheaper. Okay, so that's number 2. Okay, so the next one that we're going to make are the mini quiche. I'm going to give you the prices and the amount for a full recipe, but I'm only making half a recipe. But I will give you the amounts for a full and the price. So you're going to need a pie crust. You could either buy it or make it. If you make it at home, of course, you would save a little bit of money, but we also want this to be easy. You'll need 6 eggs, 1 cup of cream, 1.5 cups of cheese, and then whatever you want to add. You could add ham, you could add broccoli, which is what we're adding. You could do mushrooms and bacon. You could switch up the cheese. We have cheddar cheese, but you could do Parmesan. You could do Swiss. You could do all kinds of stuff. The other substitution I'm making is I'm using sour cream instead of heavy cream because I already bought that for the taco salads. So we already have that on hand. I'm going to go ahead and steam up this broccoli, get that cooking. In the meantime, I have my oven heating to 375 degrees. Now you can use, they're mini quiche, so you can use a mini pan. I don't have mini cupcake pans, so I'm just using a regular one. Not a big deal. And then, let's see, we gotta get this stuff started. They're gonna cook anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes, depending on the size and, of course, what you put in it in your oven and stuff like that. I have the bowl right here. What am I doing? All right, so I'm gonna use 3 eggs. Like I said, I'm halving the recipe. That's just because I don't need that many quiche. But again, the prices will be down below with the full recipe. Alright, got that. And I'm going to put about 3/4 of a cup of sour cream. A lot of times when I'm not baking and I'm cooking like this, kind of eyeball it. Salt and pepper to taste. And we're just going to mix that up. I know, Buffalo. Okay, so I added about 2 tablespoons of water just to thin it out a little bit. I'm going to add about 3/4 of a cup of cheese. And then once that broccoli is done, I will cut it into smaller pieces and let it cool off just a bit. Alright, so in the meantime, we're going to start with the pie crust. So I'm not the greatest when it comes to pies. Even though these are quiches, it's still a pie crust. So I can't promise anything, but I'm going to try. I could bake pretty much anything except for pie. I don't know why. It always comes out. Well, my husband says I make Jesus pies because they're always holy. So, and there's already a hole. So I'm going to roll that out just a little bit. If I can find my rolling pin. Hang on. Alright. So just roll it out. Just a little. Not much. It's pretty much what you need. Okay. So you can use, obviously, you can use a glass. You could use a cookie cutter, or I'm just going to use the lid to a pint jar, the regular size. And you're just going to cut them out. I'll cut these out, hang on. Alright, so you can see we put the broccoli in. Put as much or as little as you want. Now, I sprayed this muffin tin except for this one right here. So the reason I don't do that is because when it's in the oven and you're going in with a big old mitt like this, you have to try to get up under it like that. I don't know. For me, that's a pain in the butt. I can't do it. So I leave that one with nothing in it and I just grab it like that out of the oven. That's just how I like to do it. Alright, so we're going to take these little rounds and put them down in the bottom of the cupcakes. Just put them in. I believe I had gotten one of these things from Pampered Chef where you could push it down and around like that. Whatever. However you want to do it. Whatever's easiest for you. And again, if you have the mini ones, it'll probably come out a little better for you. But I'm not going to go out and spend more money on a special pan when I already have this pan in my cabinet. So let me finish these up. Alright, and we got the egg mixture. You could use a spoon, use whatever you want. I think it might be easier if I move you up. So I'm just going to use this cookie scoop. You don't need to do that. You could just use a spoon. It's whatever you want. I just put it to the top of the pastry. And it seems to work pretty decent with this scoop. You just don't want to put too much of any one thing. Alright, so I'm going to fill these up. We're going to put this in the preheated 375 degree oven. Like I said, 15 to 20 minutes. And then I will go ahead and insert a picture of what they look like. And then our last two items will be next. Okay, so this recipe is my jalapeno popper dip. Now, the jalapenos are totally up to you how you want to do them. You could do fresh, or you could do pickled ones. These are hot. You could do more, I think they have a milder version. We like the hot ones. We're going to use 1 block of cream cheese and about 1.5 cups of cheddar cheese. Let's see. So I forgot to take the cream cheese out. So this is super hard. So I'm going to throw this in the microwave on like 30-second intervals until it's soft enough for me to mix this up. Okay, so I have the cream cheese over there. I'm going to take out some of the jalapenos and use as much or as little as you want. You don't have to cut them. I just think that it's easier when you're trying to use a chip to scoop them up. So just cut up as many as you want. I'm probably going to do 3 or 4 times that amount. And I'm going to put in some garlic powder. And then the cheese. Probably about a cup. Mix that all together. Now that's a really big jar of jalapenos, so you can use the rest of that for the salads too. You can put some on top of this as a garnish. Alright, so I'm going to put this in my dish. I sprayed this. If I use a foil-lined one, I don't usually spray it. But I just want to make sure it's easy for me to clean this. And I'm going to put this in the oven with the quiche. So it's at 375. You just want to cook it probably 20 minutes until it is just slightly golden brown and bubbly. You don't want to put it too high because then it curdles the cream cheese. And you don't want that. Then 5 minutes before it's done, I pull it out and put a little bit more cheese on top, and I will insert a picture of that when that's done as well. Okay, and super easy for the taco salad. I just have the pound of ground beef. You can use turkey. You can use whatever kind of meat you want. You could do like diced turkey or diced steak or however you want it. Let that brown cook up. I'm going to use a little bit of garlic powder, onion powder, and some chili, and some cumin. About a teaspoon of each, salt and pepper to taste, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's out buffet style. Okay, and here is the salad bar out. Got your chips, your ground beef, your cheese, the big bowl of lettuce, got some corn and the jalapenos, and we got the sour cream back there. Oh, I forgot to take the salsa out, but you could use that too. And the other suggestion that I have for the ground beef is if you want to make that go further, cook some rice and mix the two together. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoy this new series I have going. If you do, please give me a thumbs up so I know to keep doing them. Hit subscribe and share, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.